Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Sprints. Gonna give it a minute or so for everyone to come trickling in. I just posted the reminder in the Realmathon Discord. Sorry for not giving more of a heads up, but hopefully people are finding the sprints. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Happy first day of spring for everyone that it's currently spring. Is that a global? Are seasons global? Not sure about that, but happy spring to at least let me Google that. Northern hemisphere. It is the first day of spring. So that's nice. How's the weather where you're at? I know some places are still kind of buried in snow. For me, I'm in the Midwest United States. It is warm. It's been extremely warm the last few days. And so all of our snow has melted for the most part. So that's been super nice. My kids have been wanting to play outside, which is so nice because we've been feeling so cooped up. Even last weekend, it was snowing here. So this weekend, having warmer weather is going to be so nice. Let me put up my little banner. What's everyone doing today? Are you reading? Are you being productive? Let me know what you're up to. And if you're participating in Realmathon, let me know what team you are on, who you're representing, who you're reading for. Let me know all the things. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. 45 minutes left on Seed by Anya Alborn, I think is how you say that author's name. That's awesome. You should be able to finish within the first sprint potentially. Hello, hello. Hey, Travis. Let's have a fantastic day. Agreed. Hello. Currently on lunch, then counting down the hours until I can finish this nasty work week. Well, I am sorry that your work week has not been the best, but yes, we are in the home stretch. It is Friday afternoon. So you've got this, just a little bit left. Happy spring or fall in the Southern Hemisphere. That's correct. Had a decently productive and relaxing morning so far. Excited to keep reading Two of Swords. Awesome. Glad you've had a productive and relaxing morning. That's the best when you get both. 43 and beautiful in Florida. I'm jealous of that. It's not quite that warm here, but up where I live, once it gets into like 40s, yeah, it's 46 degrees right now, Fahrenheit. Once we get into the 40s, it's like, oh, spring is here. Hello, Katie. Starting Finley Donovan crosses the line. Happy spring, cloudy in the 50s. That's not too bad for spring weather. Been so toasty. That's nice. Hello, reading Eleanor and Park, 51%. Amazing. Rogues are here, showing up. Love to see it. 65 and cloudy. Yesterday was 65 and sunny, so you got to spend some time reading outside. Oh, a dream. That sounds amazing. Reading Alchemized, reading The Ornithologist's Field Guide to Love, about halfway through and loving it. Amazing to hear. Made some lunch, thinking I'm going to work on The Will of the Many. Very nice. Okay, we have mages representation and the clerics trying to finish Project Hail Mary, one of my all-time favorites. Amazing. Taking a break for your reading beneath. Oh, taking a break reading Beneath the Stands. Nice, nice. Not sure what I'll do, but probably should work on your bachelor thesis. That sounds interesting. Probably hard to get some motivation to work on that, but important. 75 in Nebraska, gonna be 91 tomorrow. Oh my gosh. That's hot. Beautiful, sunny, and 53 in New York City. Okay, sounds like everyone's having pretty good weather right now. Vampire of El Norte with the basketball games in the background. Team Rogues. Yes, happy March Madness kickoff weekend for anyone who's into that. I do fill out a bracket for my husband's family's situation, but do I spend more than 2 minutes filling it out? No. So we'll see how that goes. but always an exciting time. 67 where I am. Really glad since it was hot yesterday. Hopefully, I can finish reading. Nice, nice. Hey, Lexi. What is up? Team Clerics. More Team Clerics. Awesome. Team Rogues. Just finished Northwoods. Need to see what's due next to determine what to read. Catching up from a no read vacation out of the country. Ooh, where did you go? And that sounds relaxing, although a no read vacation, was that intentional or you're saying you just didn't get any reading done? Because on vacations, I usually have the best of intentions. I'm the person who will bring like 3 hardcover books in my suitcase or something for like a long weekend trip and then literally not touch a single one. And if I do end up reading, it's probably an audiobook or like a Kindle or something. So if that is what you mean, then I definitely relate to that. Going to be reading outside at some point today. Right now, running errands, so listening to your audiobook and crocheting some baby slippers. Aw, that sounds adorable. I have also been crocheting. I finished up some cardigans earlier this week, and then I have a very exciting custom order that I need to get started on. You guys are getting the exclusive to my crochet ventures. But I got a custom order for a spring colored cardigan, which I'm so excited about. It's using these colors of yarn. Is that not like quintessential Eastery, springy colors or what? Um, but I want to ask the person who ordered if she wants like lots of color changes and lots of skinny rows of each color or like thicker rows of each color. So I'm going to make just a couple of little granny squares to show her the options and get her like go ahead on like how many rows of each color to do. And then also I want to confirm with her what order of the color stripes in case she has a preference. So that is what I'm trying to work on right now today. Hopefully by the end of tonight, I can have 2 like pretty large granny squares to show her the colors and get her to answer those questions. But then eventually I will frog these and make a cardigan with all of these colors. And I think it's going to look so nice. And I want to finish that as soon as possible so that she can have her spring cardigan in time for spring, in time for Easter. So that's my crochet progress. Reading for clerics, very nice. Hello, making tacos in the first sprint, 6 p.m. Okay, have the Thrashers on audio. Nice. And a physical read for the evening. All the school settings for those bonus mage points. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Hello. Reading Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil. And it's supposed to be hot today, so hopefully going to read at the pool. That sounds amazing. In Italy, okay, and the vacation was packed with things to do. Had your Kindle, but read about 60% of one book. That's still pretty good. Um, but yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes vacations, there's a vacation and there's a trip. That sounds like a trip if you had a lot of things that you were getting done. Whereas a vacation is like sitting at an all-inclusive resort by the pool or by the beach all day, every day, and doing nothing but reading. That's like a true vacation. But yeah, trips and vacations where you have different excursions and stuff planned. Also fun, but not always relaxing and not always a lot of time for reading. Cleaning. Yeah. Nice. So you have all the windows open, which helps motivate. Yeah, that is nice. That's definitely like obviously springtime. Everyone kind of gets the itch to do some spring cleaning, clean out the house, get the windows open, get some airflow. I should do that. I wasn't planning on doing that, but now that you say that, I'm like, maybe I should do that this weekend. Not the most fun, but starting Nowhere Burning by Katrina Ward. I have that one. Is it handy? No, it's not handy, but I got that one from, I think, Aardvark. So excited to hear what you think about that one. I'll be reading it somewhat soon. Probably do some schoolwork first, though. Yay. Yeah, not so yay, but very responsible to do that before reading. Colors are so good together. I know. I love the spring colors. And I have not done a cardigan with this many bright colors all together. I've done bright cardigans, but like single color bright cardigans. I haven't really done much for striped super bright cardigans. So it's going to be so cool to see. So excited about doing spring cleaning. I don't get excited about cleaning ever, to be honest. But I do understand. It is nice to get things cleaned out. I also need to desperately do some spring cleaning of my children's wardrobes once we're like firmly out of cold temperatures. Yeah, you can come clean for me. Exactly. Travis, you're excited about cleaning. You can come do it for all of us. But we're definitely getting to the point where all of my kids' previous warm weather clothes are like obviously way too small for them. And even now their winter stuff is like some of their winter pajamas are getting very small. But I'm like, just hold on till it gets actually warm outside that I can replenish everybody's wardrobes with the next size of warm weather clothes. But it's always that weird in between seasons where it's like growing out of the previous season, but not quite warm enough yet to fully transition into like summer clothes. That's the type of spring cleaning that I actually very much need to do, like right now. Oh, what am I reading? Great question. Thank you for asking. I have been reading, forget the title. You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. It looks like this. This is the author of Don't Let the Forest In, and they have a second one. I forget what the second book is called, but they're both young adult horrors, and then this one is their adult horror debut. So I'm giving it a try. It just released this week. Hazelthorne, yes, yes. Thank you, Travis. Um, yes, exactly. This author. So I'm reading their newest adult horror debut, and I am 53% complete. I'm hoping to finish this one today. Even on sprints would be great. Um, I only have 4 hours and 13 minutes left, and I listen at 2 times speed, so that should only take a couple of hours. So that would be great to finish that one. And then I want to get to my next couple reads are Operation Bounce House, which is for a vlog that I'm working on. And then let's see some other things that I need to read. I need to read Onyx Storm for an in-person book club, which meets not this Monday, but the next Monday. So I really need to get that read for it. And then I have one other book on my TBR for the month to for sure finish this month. So we're really getting to the end. I mean, not like the end of the month, but we're firmly in like the last third of the month. So I'm feeling the push to finish up my monthly TBR and get some of my final books read. Let's see. Where was I? Also never get the motivation to do cleaning. Yeah, I do not enjoy cleaning at all, but I do understand the audiobook. Like at least for me, audiobooks, they don't make cleaning better, but they make it bearable. Imagine cleaning in silence. I could never. Need to clean my bathroom. Not looking forward to it. Yeah, bathrooms are some of the worst. If I watch a video about deep cleaning, I will then feel good about cleaning, but I have to be listening to something. I do agree with this. There have been times where I've watched a very specific, um, like a very specific, like how to clean the vents above your stove or like something super specific and random like that. And I'll see something like that and I'll be like, I should clean that. So then I'll go clean that one super hyper specific area. Um, nothing else. So funny. Love cleaning and organizing. I like organizing a lot better than cleaning. On the way for everyone who wants it. Amazing. My boys don't fit in a lot of their warm weather clothes, but they won't let me get rid of it. They just squeeze themselves in and look ridiculous. This is relatable too. Yeah. Oh, love You Did Nothing Wrong. That's great to hear. I am liking it. I'm 50% in, and I'm still very much like, what exactly is happening here? Like, what are we building towards, if anything? So I'll be interested to get into the second half where maybe hopefully a little bit more will happen. But I'm very much enjoying the like depictions of motherhood and the discussions about what motherhood really looks like and like all of the not so glamorous aspects of it. Um, I'm relating to that a lot and liking how that's being depicted in the book. Reading Promise Me Sunshine, very nice. I get the motivation to clean like once a year at 1 a.m. and that's it. Yeah, pretty much same. Also have to listen to a musical soundtrack or a podcast or an audiobook. Only way it's bearable. Completely agree. Bathrooms and dishes are the worst. I hate both, but love having a clean kitchen and bathroom. Yeah, dishes at least, I don't know, like it's so short. I don't know, it doesn't take very long. Assuming you have a dishwasher, I guess hand washing dishes is a completely different story. Luckily, I have a dishwasher, so popping dishes in and out of the dishwasher is not my least favorite thing. Also, folding laundry, I don't hate. But yeah, cleaning bathrooms is a no from me. Hope to finish Half City today. Amazing. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry to assume that you had a dishwasher. Now I agree with you. I am sure that that is not not very fun. Laundry is my final boss. I do have a very large mountain of laundry currently waiting for me. I am absolutely the queen of like wash everything and just let it sit in the laundry room for days and then finally get a spurt of time where I can go fold and put everything away. Um, but it's much easier for me to like throw it in the washer and dryer and then just let it sit for a while. But yeah. All right, let me pull up a timer because I do not have one yet. Okay. Used to get in my head about how long dishes take and put them off until it was like a pile, but now that I've gotten habit of doing them regularly, I'm like, oh, this takes 10 minutes. Yeah, doing dishes as they come, definitely easier than letting them pile up and having to do them all at once. I'm a little bit more prone to that when it's like a pot or like a cooking sheet or something that like can't go in the dishwasher. I do let those sit for a little bit longer before hand washing them, but for the little dishes that my whole family goes through, it's a pretty smooth operation to cycle through the dishwasher. Hello, I still have some work, and then laundry, then The Kingdom of Almonds by Ariel Kaplan. Interesting. Reading Love Me, Stalk Me, ooh, by Laura Bishop. Interesting. Few things make me happier than clean countertops and an empty sink. That is true. That is true. That's a nice feeling. Okie dokie. How do I want this today? I think I want it like this. Okay, we'll do 45 minutes for our first sprint. If you haven't already told me what you are reading or doing, then let me know and we'll check in after 45 minutes and see how we did. Okay, how did everybody do? I had a nice productive sprint. I got a couple of work things done, and then I popped on my audiobook, which, if anybody joined, I'm reading You Did Nothing Wrong by C.D. Drews, and I got 65% of the way through. So that's going well, and I should be able to finish it today with a couple more sprints. And then I was also crocheting, and I got my first little granny square sample made in case anybody was not on the first uh, before the first sprint. I talked about what I'm doing. Basically, somebody ordered a custom cardigan from me, which I'm excited about, in all of these bright springy colors, but she didn't know if she wanted like thin lines of each color, like I change every round. So that's what this little granny square sample is showing. And then I'm going to make another one this same size where I do 2 rows in each color. So it'll be more like defined stripes. So that's the plan on that. How did everybody else do? I think I was up here. Hello, Team Rogue, reading Throne of Jade and Render. Very nice. Had to get a new refrigerator. It came today. That's exciting. Adult purchases are always exciting. Hello, reading Immortal Consequences. And hello, reading Can't Spell Treason Without Tea for the clerics today. Cozy Fantasy Romance. Very nice. Oh man, you do cleaning as work, so hate cleaning at home. Yeah, that sounds like it would be not ideal. Hello, just heading home from the cat shelter. Currently 20% into a study in drowning and loving it. Awesome. Just got home, need to put my groceries away, make my bed and do the dishes. We'll be listening to Out of the Loop while doing that. Nice. Not sure if I'll get to eyeball read as well. Pretty tired. Yeah, I don't do much eyeball reading anymore these days. Hey, hey. No, I cannot believe we read a whole book the other day and we were right about some of the twists. She's talking about Strange Buildings. I just read this. Was it Tuesday on Katie's Patreon? She did like a read along for this book. It just came out, I think, this month, translated to English, and I loved it. I was waffling between 4 and 5 stars. It's like an objective 4 stars, but 5 stars in my heart type of deal. So I went with 4 stars, but it was so fun. So fun to read that all in one day. Just glanced up from my book, saw you crocheting, and thought the stream was moving in 2 times speed. Listen, I love the granny stitch because it goes so quickly. Like you don't have to be super precise because you're just going into the big spaces here. Whereas if you're crocheting into every like individual stitch, you have to go a little bit slower and concentrate a little bit more into where your thing is going. But with granny stitch, I just fly. Currently eyeball reading a NetGalley arc, but not fully invested. So I may try to get through another 20% and maybe DNF. Have to choose an audiobook to start. Yeah, you know, if you're not in the mood for physically reading, I understand. Yes, thank you. It's the granny stitch, I swear. Got to 68%. Amazing. Watched the last episode of Survivor and I see why it's the lowest rated episode ever. Okay, I'm not caught up on Survivor. We watch it now with my kids, with my 2 older kids, and when I say older, they're 4 and 6, so like older than my 1-year-old. But they go to bed pretty early, so we don't watch live anymore, and now we have to like wait for certain days when we have time when the whole family can watch together, and it doesn't come around that often. So I'm either 1 or 2 episodes behind, but I saw kind of the gist of what happens in this last week's episode. And yeah, not great. Did the fans vote for this? I don't think the fans actually wanted any of this, what's happening this season. Chapter 4 of 37, Chapter 1 cracked me up. Yeah, the Finlay Donovan books are quite funny. I enjoy the humor a lot. Watched YouTube. You know, sometimes you just need a YouTube sprint every once in a while. Got distracted. I get it. I get it. Wrote almost a whole page in your thesis Well, that's awesome. More productivity to make up for everyone else. That's great. Thank you. Got to the fourth to last story of your book. 3 more to go. Okay, okay, there you go. Got through 55 minutes of your audiobook. Nice. Hello, have laundry going in the middle of chapter 16, The Songbird and the Heartstone. Need to work on pulling my tax stuff together for tomorrow. That's never fun. Never fun, but that deadline is approaching, isn't it? Ooh, read through a contract for a job you're going to be accepting. That's exciting. Yeah, legal jargon, not my thing either, that's for sure. But hopefully all is good and you can just accept it and move on. Got work done on the shawl for your friend. That's exciting. I'm sure it's beautiful. 100 pages left of Project Hail Mary. Very exciting. You're getting to a very intense part of the book. That's all I'll say about that. Made it to 8% of Alchemized. Just tried to grab with one hand, not the book, to try that with. I'm not sure. Not sure what you mean. Maybe I'm not understanding. Got to 23% in your audiobook while picking up prescriptions, doing a bit of shopping. Love that. Exactly how I feel. I had a great time. Want to give it 5 because it's better than the other two, but my heart says 4. Yeah. I think it's like it's a true 4.5. Like it's better than 4 stars, but our nitpicks, we just can't quite give it a full 5. Ooh, 30% of Operation Bounce House. How are you enjoying that? I think that's going to be my next read after I finish my current book. So I would love to hear how you're enjoying it, if you're liking it. Read almost 70 pages. Hey, you flew that sprint. That's awesome. So cute. Such a good palate cleanser between heavier romantasy reads. Well, that's great. Since we talked about dishes, decided to pop on my audiobook and do those along with some other chores. 70% in a sparse fly. Not sure if I want to try to finish it today or not. Well, that is um, productive nonetheless. Great job getting your dishes done. Granny stitch is a fast stitch. Yes, absolutely. And that is why I love making granny hexagon cardigans because they go much more quickly than they seem like they should for a full adult cardigan. Reading Promise Me Sunshine, I don't know how I feel about it yet. Wanted to love it, but the main character is kind of bugging me. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. I have not read that book, so I can't really speak on it. I thought I've heard a lot of people say that they really enjoyed it. I can picture the cover of it and everything, but I haven't read it, so don't know. Also did some schoolwork. That's productive. Amazing. Read 10% of your book, so 27% now. There you go. That's awesome. Liking the season a lot more than I thought I would, but fully feel you. Just some of the things that they're implementing. It's like, okay, we didn't need this. We really just want like our favorite characters back to just like watch them do their thing. Like you're doing too much, Survivor. You're doing too much to try to force plays. Great minds. YouTube on the phone doesn't let you add people. Yeah, last 100 pages of Project Hail Mary. Travis was a blubbering mess. And I understand it. Always put my real rating on Fable because I need partial stars. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Hello, no worries. Got home from work and had to shower. Hope you're all enjoying your reads. Same here. Do want to get back into crochet. Need to get back to doing my blanket. I have never crocheted a blanket, and I don't know if I ever will. That's a bit too big of a project for me. I think I would lose motivation for sure. Um, so might I recommend a smaller project to get you back into it? Unless you love blankets, then by all means, that's awesome. But I love small and medium-sized projects because I love finishing projects. It's very satisfying to me. Current read is Twisted Heathens by J. Rose, dark romance, and so far vibing. Love that. You have to be in the right mindset for Promise Me Sunshine. Okay, she's going through lots of grief. I too would be annoying in that situation. You know, I don't know that any of us know exactly how we're going to behave in that type of situation. So, yeah, somewhat valid, but Also valid if you're not in the mood for that type of thing in the moment in terms of reading a book. So, if you need to put it down and pick out something else, that's fair too. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the timer. We'll do another sprint, and then I probably will do two more sprints. So we'll do this one, and then I have a hint that I get to give out about Realmathon between the next two sprints, and then we'll do a final sprint. So just to tease you a little bit to keep you hanging on until the next little check-in. Love books about grief. It's not that for me. Loved Passion Project. Yeah, maybe it's just the character then. That's fair too. Favorite thing I made with crochet was a pot holder. Was proud of myself, honestly, since it was when I got into crochet. Yeah, I mean, any project that you finish feels so satisfying. And I mean, especially when you're learning how to do it and like you're not perfect or whatever, but learning how to crochet and then making a whole project with it, even if it's something tiny, feels so good. So I love that. Yes, a hint. A hint about the Gala of Peace weekend. I get to reveal which team read the most during those 48 hours. Love Twisted Heathens. Nat, need to reread it and finish the rest of the books. Nice, nice. Alrighty, let's go into our next sprint. If you haven't already, let me know what you are reading or doing. Let me know, and we'll check in another 45 minutes. Okay. How was that sprint for everybody? Let me know how far you got in your book or what you got done or what you're doing. I finished my second large granny square, um, and I really like it. I wanted to compare this one to this one. They're the same colors, obviously, but this one is like changing colors every single row, and this one is doing 2 rows before changing colors. So I just sent the pictures to the customer to see which one she prefers for her cardigan, but confirmed I love these colors together. So springy and fun. And then I did also read. I got to 81% in my book. I have 1 hour and 43 minutes left, but that's on 1 time speed. So if I double it and bump it up even a little bit past 2 time speed, I could finish in the next sprint. And that would be great, especially because I am at a part right now that is very interesting. So I'm very curious for the whole rest of the book. So that's exciting. Let's see. Let's see. Where was I at? Hello. Have gotten my work done this morning. Just filmed my April TBR video. Hoping to sit down and read a Smoke and Scar some this afternoon. Nice. I feel like that is pretty ahead of the game for filming your April TBR video. I have not even started thinking a little bit about what's on my April TBR. So great job. Spring break has just started. Let the reading begin. Love that. Love that for you. Do you have a whole week for spring break or what's the situation? 82%, amazing. Trying to read out in your yard because it's 72 degrees and sunny. Love that. But my cat keeps lying in my book like, no, don't read. Love me. Fair enough. 82% and toddler is napping. Very nice. Love nap time. Just got home from work, got to edit a video, then need to make dinner. Awesome. Made it to 11%. Yeah, I like the stripes too, like the thicker. It definitely makes it look more like stripes, whereas this one is just like colorful. I mean, I like them both, let's be real, but yeah, the colors together are so springy and fun. And I'm not going to take these apart yet. I'm going to start making the cardigan. And then, like, if I need a little bit more yarn, I can take these apart and use it for it. But if not, then I can probably find something to use these for. Um, like, I don't know, a little like pouch bag or something. Or I could add to them. I know you can make bags out of large granny squares. So I'll probably try to find some way to salvage these and actually use these big granny squares if I don't need the yarn. I like the second one. Yes, the stripes, the thicker stripes. Thank you, thank you. How long would it take you to make one cardigan? So if I'm just using like a little bit thicker of a yarn like this and just one color, I can do a cardigan in like 6.5 hours. But if it's a thinner yarn, then it takes more rows. So then more like, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours. And then I haven't timed myself to do like a striped cardigan like this since last summer. And that took me like 12 hours, but I think I'm faster now. But it definitely takes more time to like switch colors and then like weave in all the extra ends it creates and everything. So it definitely takes more time to change colors like this manually, but I will be um, timing myself when I start the actual cardigan to find out how long it takes me to manually switch colors. But yeah, somewhere in the 6.5 hour to probably 10 hour range is my guess. 55 minutes done, so roughly 55-minute audiobooks in 45 minutes. Yeah, that's great. Moved to my audiobook of a different book, and I have like 5 minutes left. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Almost done with your manga as well. Look at you, about to be done with 2 more books. Finish your audiobook and did all your chores. Hella productive. Love that. Got some cleaning done, then started Strange the Dreamer, 22 pages in. Awesome, 40 pages. Should maybe try read some Render in the next sprint. Whatever you want to do. Finished your novella and about to start The Tainted Cup. Love that. Like the two rows. Okay, glad we're getting some consensus here. Read 3 chapters, only 100 pages left to go. There you go. That's awesome. Thank you very much. If you like crochet content, I did start a whole other channel for my crochet stuff. So feel free to tune into that. You're definitely getting a sneak peek because I will be posting a video about this cardigan with the full end to end process, but it probably won't be for a couple weeks because I'm a little bit ahead on content. Look at me go. Got to 26% of my arc, the unwritten heir. So far, not DNFing. That's good. Currently reading Conform, read about 50 pages of The Will of the Many. That's awesome. Have to do with my job, the fact that I'm a major planner. Okay, the TBR so early in the month. Well, I mean, yeah, better to be ahead than not. And thank you. Yes, these colors are so pretty, so springy. Miss doing crochet because I got carpal tunnel and it hurts. Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. So I'm enjoying your crochet videos a lot. Thank you. Yeah, glad you can live vicariously through me a little bit. Um, yeah, I'll crochet the heck out of my hands as long as I can. But yeah, it's definitely tough on the joints. Okay, DNFing, bury your bones in the midnight soil. That's okay. You can find something else. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm to the bottom of the comments, and I did promise a hint. So I can share about the 48-hour readathon Gala of Peace last weekend. I can reveal that the team who read the most number of books per person is the Rogues. So Travis said, if it's the Rogues, please don't say the hint. Sorry, I have to say the hint. The Rogues read the most number of books during the 48-hour readathon. Very exciting. And if you missed Lexi's sprints yesterday, I believe she revealed which team read the least. But that's just the 48-hour readathon. And that's not even like points or anything. That's number of books per person. So if anybody wants to discuss that information in Discord, just make sure you're using the spoiler tags with the vertical lines on both sides of your text. But yeah. Yeah, congrats to the Rogues. So exciting, but also shh, keep it on the down low. And if anybody else from any other teams is on this sprints and you just heard that, no, you didn't. Alrighty. I am going to do one more sprint for today. So let me change this to my little final sprint banner. And if you haven't let me know what you're up to, then let me know for this last sprint. Yes, we sneaky. We're unassuming, okay? Don't look at us. Um, let me know what you're doing if you haven't let me know already. And we'll do one more sprint for 45 minutes, and then we'll come on to do one final little check-in before we close out for the day. All right? Okay, happy sprinting. Okay. Yay, final sprint complete. How did everybody do? Let me know what you got done. You saw what I got done. I did finish my book, which is very exciting. I was listening to, let's see, how do I get the cover up? You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews. And I really enjoyed like the last 75% of the book. Like I was very riveted by what was happening. So I think we're going to give that one 4 stars, which is pretty good. And now I have to log it for Realmathon. I have not even looked at what prompts it fits or anything like that, but we'll get that submitted. And then I got started on my cardigan. So for anyone who's just joining, I made some granny squares to test out colors for an Easter cardigan that I'm working on. And I confirmed with the customer, and she agreed with everybody on sprints. She likes the double rows of colors. So that is what I'm starting on. So I just make it's a hexagon shape. So it's the exact same as a granny square, but you just use the granny clusters to do a hexagon shape instead of a square shape, and then you fold it in half and it makes sleeves, and they start out very tiny, but as you do more and more rows, they get bigger. So I made a pretty decent start into this. So it's been a great afternoon of reading and sprinting for me. How about everybody else? Had this up on my computer and then have been downstairs doing things, failed at reading. That's okay. Hopefully, it's like somewhat productive things that you've been getting done, like house stuff or something, because that's all right. And then maybe you can spend the rest of your evening reading. Yes. Excited to hear what you think of this book, Travis. 15%, that's great. Finish your audiobook, close to finishing the manga. Very nice. Yeah, I have not read any Junji Ito, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how scary and good his books are, or his manga is. So hopefully you're enjoying it, and that's awesome that you're close to finishing because that's 2 more books down that you can submit for the readathon. So exciting. 71 pages in render and 127 pages left. Hoping to finish either today or tomorrow. Nice, nice. Started an audiobook, Lady of Darkness. Yeah, Uzumaki. I've seen a lot of buzz about that one. So maybe someday I'll give it a try. Been editing a little. Lexi, did you hear that I finished my book and gave it 4 stars? So yet another horror book that is successful for me. So that's very exciting. Need to read it, but my library somehow doesn't have it. That is a bummer. Also, that's like a really thick book, right? Yes. I love it for you too, and I need to make time to ask you for specific recommendations or just go through your um, Goodreads or whatever, um, or Storygraph, whatever you have. I can't remember, but to get some recommendations because clearly it's working for me a lot better than some other genres are at the moment. Alrighty. Well, I think that is where I'm going to wrap it up for today. So thank you everybody for joining me for sprints, keeping me accountable and productive this afternoon. I think I'm gonna take a walk outside because it's been so much warmer than it has been, and I have a little bit of extra time before needing to like get back my children for the weekend. So thank you guys so much for sprints. I think there are more sprints happening tonight. If I'm not mistaken, on Deja's channel, I think. So definitely check those out if you want to get more reading done. But I hope that everybody Yes, okay. Thanks for the link, Lexi. Sprints tonight, a few hours. So you have a few hour break if you need to get some things done, finish anything up, or if you just want to read until sprints start, that's cool too, but maybe you need to be a little productive so that you can spend your whole evening reading. That sounds like a great plan. All right. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you all in the Discord for Realmathon. Have a great weekend. Bye.